Alrighty guys, welcome back to Yankee Bravo Aviation. One of our more exciting episodes. We finally have our plane back. We apologize for definitely not posting enough videos lately, but it's really hard to have an aviation channel when you don't have an airplane.
It's been a long 4.5 months.
It has. We've, we got the plane back a couple days ago. Where I'm going to show you the video of us picking up the plane, and it's been a long time coming, but I can tell you the plane is where I've wanted it to be the entire time. So we went through a lot. The beginning of the video is actually one of my test flights, and in the moment it felt very terrifying, but looking back at the footage, it really wasn't that big of a deal. In my mind, it was a full-blown emergency. It was terrifying, and looking back at the video, it was just a go-around, so to speak. What ended up happening, and I'll put up the fitting on the screen here, there was an AD out to replace a rubber oil hose with a stainless steel. Well, when we did that, the original fitting was actually cracked, and we didn't realize it until I was about 200 feet off the ground. So I had a little bit of oil in the windscreen, made the quick decision to stay in the pattern and land it with no issues. I'm going to post that clip up here. I'm probably going to speed it up a little bit. There's no point of 10 minutes of me flying around a pattern, but I'm going to talk about a little bit of what my thought process was like and what made me make the decisions just to immediately go around. So I'm glad I went through it. I'm glad I handled it well and kept my calm. But it was, in the moment, it was kind of terrifying because you had so much work done to the plane. There's oil on the windscreen. What could it possibly be? And I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a little bit. But more importantly, we have an announcement to make.
We finally are doing our giveaway.
Yes.
It's been a long enough time now that we have the plane back. So what our giveaway is going to be is that for whoever likes, subscribes, and comments on this video in particular, we're going to randomly select you. And if you are someone who, you're on the fence of whether or not you want to dedicate yourself to flying lessons, or maybe you just want to go up once and see what it's like and see if it's something that even interests you, our giveaway is that we would be paying for that one intro course or flight course. Or on the other hand, if you're someone who, you're already a pilot or you're already in the middle of classes, we will match that value and give away a $200 Visa gift card.
Yep, so we're really excited about that. I do want to add something, and Bree doesn't even know about this, but if anybody out there that knows somebody that has a true love of aviation and that maybe can't afford it or doesn't have the means to give it a shot, see if it's something worth pursuing, reach out to us. We're going to leave our email in the link below. And if it's something that we could help out with, especially around the holiday season, we would definitely love to consider that. So just let us know. I mean, Bree and I love giving back. We love giving gifts. It is a big part of who we are as a couple. So if you know of anybody that, like I said, that really it would mean a lot to, shoot us an email. We would love to respond and see if we can help out in any way. With that said, we're going to get into the video. The first part is going to be the test flight where things go wrong. I do not have audio of it, but I'm going to do a voiceover. And then after that, it's going to be the flight of, my first flight home with it. And I'm going to kind of talk about a little bit of what we have coming up. I've got a lot of things planned as far as my IFR training, some flights with Bree. And we're also going to work a lot on, with Bree, her radio communication. So she's going to work on taking a little bit of the workload off of me while we're flying. It's kind of my payback for not having autopilot. But I just figured if I can get her comfortable in the radios, it'll be a little bit of a workload management problem solved for me. And, especially if we're flying an IMC or something like that, once I obviously get my rating, that, maybe she can help out with that a little bit too. And I also feel like her being a passenger, as much as she flies with us, having that knowledge will also make her feel a little bit more comfortable in the airplane and what's going on. So, you have anything or?
No, I mean, I feel like my confidence is there, but not my confidence to just spit it out as quickly as you and everyone else does. So.
Well, you know what? Everybody's been a new pilot. Everybody's been doing the radios at one point, and I have without a doubt the confidence that you'll get it. So
this is gonna be like the one time in my life that I actually talk slow, and you're gonna be so annoyed.
So hopefully it goes better than when I tried to teach you how to scuba dive. So that's a story for another day. But anyways, guys, I hope you liked the video. Watch till the end, and we appreciate everything. I know it's been a long time coming to get this plane back, so we definitely appreciate everybody sticking through it. We appreciate the supportive comments. And on the flight home, I spent a lot of time talking about what has been done to the plane. So we really did go through everything, and we're excited for it. So stay tuned, and hope you enjoy the video. So this recording took place after several ground runs. This was going to be our first test flight. The plan was to take off runway 2, and the reason I chose runway 2 was because on the other end there was 3.5 miles of cornfields and easy bailout areas just in case something happened on takeoff. With the runway being closer to 7,000 feet, it was definitely the best choice because 2-0 did not have a good bailout. So we did several ground runs. Everything was good. And the plan was to take off, climb out to 3,500 to 4,500 feet and go to the practice area and put the plane through its paces and make sure that there were no issues. As you'll see, right after takeoff, I look on the windshield. I notice something isn't right as there's liquid on the windshield. At first, I thought it may just be water from washing the airplane, but then I noticed quickly that it was oil. I quickly made the decision to stay in the pattern. As you'll see, I announced right here, I verified that I think it is oil. It makes the most sense. There was another plane in the pattern. As you'll see, I kept making sure that the runway was there, and I made sure I was close to it. I was also keeping a close eye on my oil pressure. At no time did I really feel like the engine was going to quit, or was I really worried. My heart was pumping pretty quick, but I knew that I could make it back to the airport in any ways. There was a parallel runway as well, so I could always land on any of the 4 runways if I needed to. I ended up making a very short left base and then a very short final. That way, if the engine did by any chance quit, I could have always glided right back to the runway. I landed at close to the 2,000 foot mark. Really not eventful. In the moment, though, it did feel like a lot. The video does not capture the amount of oil that was really on the screen. But other than that, I was really proud of myself for keeping my head and not getting too excited about what was going on. I had a good idea of what it was, and pulled it back to the shop. Within a couple of minutes, we diagnosed that it was the fitting, and it was not the crankcase seal that we had replaced. So all in all, I would call that a win and a really good experience for any pilot to go through. Don't ever want to see it again, though, however.
Hey guys, we are back out at Annual. On the way home, everything's going well. We had a lot of work done. We definitely turned an Annual into a little bit more of a restoration project. Biggest thing is we just kind of went through some systems that were original to the airplane that could have been updated and taken care of. So the biggest items that we redid the entire exhaust. We reorganized all the wires in the engine compartment or the firewall forward. It was pretty messy previously. And so we decided to go ahead and reorganize all of that. The biggest pain in the butt that we had to deal with was the air box. And I'm going to put a video or a picture of that up right now. That was the biggest time consumer that we had. It took forever. They don't exist new, and if you had to get one rebuilt, it was extremely expensive, so we reworked ours. We did a pretty good job on it, and so that was the biggest time consumer, 4.5 months to kind of get everything squared away with that. But other than that, replaced all the hydraulic hoses, prop governor cover or cable, and prop governor overhaul. Redid the entire doghouse or the engine baffling, however you want to say it. So it was a pretty thorough annual. I'm happy with the way the engine's performing and the way the plane's flying. We did pick up a little bit of speed, probably about 7 knots, or not 7 knots, 7 miles an hour. One of the things that we found that we would have never known was we had a electric fuel pump that went bad, and that was definitely eye-opening when we pulled that off. So we found that on the last day, and then our first test flight, one of the original oil fittings that we did, because another thing that we did was we took the rubber oil hose that was original to the airplane and replaced it with a stainless steel oil hose, like there was an AD out for it, so we went ahead and did that. But the original fitting was actually cracked, and it didn't show up in any of the ground runs, and then when I was about 200 feet off the ground, I looked up and it was oil all over my windscreen. So looking back on the video, it wasn't as bad as it felt, but it was definitely there. And it was one of those moments where I had to make a quick decision to stay in the pattern, come back in and land. Really a non-event, but it did get your heart pumping a little bit. So I'm glad I went through it. Hope I never have to do that again, but who knows? You know, it's one of those things when we're flying. So. But all in all, I'm super happy with it, and you know, going forward, we're going to do a lot more aviation-related videos, such as, you know, flying different places, giving reviews of different airports, really just kind of getting out of the horror stories of what aircraft ownership can be like, and getting into more why it's all worth it. So I didn't bring Bree with me on this flight. She's a little spooked after the incident the other day. I don't blame her. She kind of goes on the theory, oh, everything's going to be all right. And I think it popped her bubble a little bit. So I'm going to get her back up in the air as soon as possible. But I can definitely understand why she's a little hesitant to fly right now. But other than that, you know, that's it. Our next video, I'd have the plane getting fully detailed and ceramic coated next Tuesday, so I'm going to do a before and after video of that. So anyways, well, I hope y'all enjoyed the voiceover of the incident with the oil. Like I said, it was really a non-event, but in the moment it did feel like an event. But I did enjoy going over kind of what my thought process was, what I was thinking, what I was feeling, and what I did. So other than that, you know, I hope y'all enjoy. Thank y'all for sticking around. Lots of videos to come, and I really hope someone it really gets some enjoyment out of the giveaway that we're doing. This is why we're doing this channel, is to build it so we can give a lot of it back. So ideally, one day I would like to sponsor somebody getting their entire private pilot. I would like to find someone who really wants it, is going to appreciate it, and do that. But you know, frankly, you know, after a $20,000 annual, we're really not in the position to do that. But hopefully, here in the next year, if we can grow the channel to the point where we can afford it, that's definitely something that's a dream of mine, is to surprise somebody with the gift that that I've been so blessed to have. So anyways, thank y'all for sticking around. Catch y'all in the next video. Have a great day.